I've lost so much money on this business. No, I've invested so much money into this business. There's a difference, and I haven't lost it until I've given up. I'm doing boy math. I knew that starting a product business was going to be hard, but I was still really optimistic because I'm ambitious, I have some homebrewed engineering skills, and I also have access to a lot of free marketing because, I mean, you're watching this video, aren't you? But holy humbling hell. The positive way of phrasing it is that I've learned some lessons, and I know that a lot of you are curious about manufacturing products, so I'm turning those lessons into a video series, Manufacturing Simone 01. Simone 01. You get it. In 2015, I was thrown into internet fame for building shitty robots.
Den är färdig! Prova. Oj.
And I started a YouTube channel and managed to turn it into a career. I wasn't making a huge amount of money, but like, shitty robots paid for my house. Who else can say that?
Simone Giertz! Välkommen! Fuerte aplauso para
And as much as it was a really stressful time, I was also having so much fun with it.
Nice.
Men du kan justera hur snabbt du vill att det ska klappa. Så här, jag har insett att det är lite så här moderna, så här, förr så typ önskade man så här, wish upon a star. Men nu är det bara publicera någonting på internet och sen så kan det bara flyga iväg på ett sätt som man inte kan förutse. Så att jag är just nu bara lever i någon slags litet internetmirakel, tror jag.
But I knew that I was gonna get tired of the shitty robots joke eventually, and I never want to beat a dead horse, or even beat a live horse so much that it dies. So there was a longevity issue that I was concerned about, and then on top of that, there's also a scaling issue. Because there are only really two ways to grow an influencer business. One is by putting out more content, which I don't want to do because I want to have a good life. Or number two, by becoming more famous, which I don't want either. I just really like being able to go to the gym looking like shit. Fame to me, just like money, I like to call it life lube because it makes everything go easier, and it can also give you access to places you wouldn't otherwise be able to go. But to me, it's just a tool. Like, it's not an end goal. So then the question is, what's the end goal? I started thinking about making products really early on. I remember wanting to make miniature versions of some of my machines. We also had some conversations about making a Shitty Robots card game or different maker kits, but it just didn't feel right. Like, it wasn't very original, and it felt like I was doing something just for the sake of doing it, which I reserve for things like my pasta maker. But then I made something that changed everything, and that was a brain tumor. Hands down, the worst thing to ever come out of my head. Jokes aside, I'm fine, but it made me realize that I really needed a secondary business because I can't have everything hinge on me being well enough to be in front of a camera. I wonder if this still works. No, I cut the power cable. Thanks, past Simone. I built this calendar because I wanted to track how often I meditated. So every day that I meditated, I got to flip a switch, and I was so surprised by how much this calendar helped me stay on track. Like, I meditated every day for years, and I wanted to see if I could turn it into a product. I love the mechanical switches, but when you have 365 of something, the cost really adds up. So I put together a team of engineers, and we made a version of this calendar without any mechanical parts, and then we released it on Kickstarter.
My name is Simone, and I'm mostly known for building things that don't work. I realize that might be the worst Kickstarter intro of all time. But the thing is, besides making useless machines, I build a lot of other things.
I love seeing how I was like trying to bridge the gap going from shitty robots to like really lofty products for self-improvement. I think I managed pretty well. I mean, I raised almost $600,000. Still lost money on the project though, but yeah, how is that possible? I'm gonna do a more detailed breakdown of the everyday calendar in a future video, so to find out, please subscribe.
And while you hit subscribe, let's take a quick break. So I am currently in Sweden to see family, and do you recognize this spot? This is where I shot the Wake Up Machine in 2016. But before I started living that whole weird internet miracle, I had no idea what I wanted to do in life. It can be really hard to figure out how to build a career, and even harder to figure out how to build a fulfilling career. 80,000 Hours is the sponsor of this video, but more importantly, they can help you find a career that will make a positive impact in this world. And the best part is that it's all free. 80,000 Hours is a nonprofit that provides free support to help people have a positive impact with their career. Their advice is based on evidence and really careful research. So if you, for example, join their newsletter, they will send you a free in-depth guide that walks you through making a concrete career plan. Or you can check out their job board with nearly 1,000 high-impact career opportunities, and they even offer one-on-one advice to help you switch career paths. So what's the catch? Plot twist, there is none. They just want to help people find careers that will make the world better, and for you to spend your 80,000 working hours doing something that does good. To get started planning a career that works on one of the world's most pressing problems, go to 80,000hours.org/Simone. Okay, now back to my career.
I found a list of all the rejected name ideas in my notes app. Where things are sold, the thing store, from here. Like, I remember wanting a name that was funny as a response. So when somebody would ask, like, where did you get that from? You could just respond, I got it from here. Only catch is that a generic name like that is really bad for search engine optimization. Heard of it? Idea Rehabilitation Center is pretty funny, but also making fun of myself in that way is something that works when you're building shitty robots. But when you're trying to convince someone to buy your product, you really have to like stand proud. Shooting myself down is a reflex that I've had to like actively work on getting rid of. So I ended up naming it Yetchstore, which is still making fun of myself, I guess, but like in a different way, because the joke is that Yetch is how you pronounce my last name, because nobody knows. I wanted the brand to be funny, but not silly, and for it to have a premium feel, but not be pretentious. So we have the build dice, our screwdriver and screw ring, a white incomplete puzzle that weirdly enough is our best-selling product, and some sawdust socks. I actually designed the Yetchstore logo when I was working on the packaging for the screwdriver ring because I wanted to have a laser cut hole that you could try the screwdriver with, and I couldn't figure out how to fit that and the name of the brand in one spot until I was like, oh. Only downside is that it reads like Yetch when it's monochrome, which all of our packaging is. It's on my to-do list to fix. I launched the Yetchstore May 2022 with 2 2.5 employees. So we have an engineer, a head of manufacturing, and my producer and I, who both split our time between the media and the product business. On top of that, my talent manager, he came on as a business partner. So he's not salaried, but he has a share in the business, and we are all over the world. It is all Slack and Google Hangouts. Key learning for me is that it's a lot better to hire smart people to learn than to hire stupid people to do something that they already know how to do. Hey. So I have not raised any outside capital for the Yetchstore. It's all self-funded, which is great because I own it fully and I don't have to answer to anyone. The part that's not so great is that if we ever had to do like a product recall, then I would probably have to take out a second mortgage on my house. I'm not gonna share numbers in the nude because that feels too personal, but Here's a rough overview of all the costs to start the Yacht store. And for our current monthly overhead cost, this is how it's split. It is all about cash flow. Like developing a new product costs a bunch of money up front, and then you have to front even more money to buy stock from your factory that you then hope to sell to slowly earn back that money plus profit. And if you don't sell it, then you have to pay a storage fee at your fulfillment center. So we're currently moving at like a semi-snail pace and launching maybe 1.5 new products a year because that is what I can afford. Speaking of which, this video is brought to you by the Yacht Store. You might have seen our foldable coat hangers that can turn any nook into a functional closet. And I am excited to announce that we are launching pre-orders for the coat hangers today. So if you missed the Kickstarter campaign, we are opening up sales for our second batch for a limited time only. And why do we do pre-orders? Because of cash flow. So if you have a hallway or a closet that can't fit a standard coat hanger, the coat hanger is going to be a game changer for you. And if you notice that they're a bit more expensive than during the Kickstarter campaign, it's because I've realized that I need to raise my prices. I really hate it. Like, I hate hearing people say that my products are expensive because I think I just have a lot of shame around asking people to pay for something that I made. But the thing is, when you hear about a product having like a 4x markup, so your selling price is 4 times the manufacturing cost, it can sound really greedy, but it is what you need for it to be profitable. And I'm not even selling most of my products at a 2x markup because I've just set prices according to what I think they should cost for the customer and not as to what they have to cost for my business to make sense. So I am still losing money every month running the Yacht store. No, I'm still investing money every month. And honestly, I'm just waiting for the moment that we hit break even. Like, that is gonna be such a joyous day, and I'm just gonna let out a long-held fart of anxiety. I've been developing and manufacturing products for almost 6 years now, and I'm not gonna lie, it's been tough. Like, sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I just feel like throwing up. I'm just terrified of disappointing people and selling people products where so many things can go wrong. It's just really scary for me. And whenever I see someone upset, even though we have like amazing customer service and we try our absolute best to make everyone happy, I just want to close up shop and go hide under my couch. And what I keep telling myself is that handling uncertainty and discomfort is a skill that I can grow, and it's a skill that makes me better at this job. And honestly, I think I also just really want to prove myself. Like, I'm really proud of the shitty robot chapter of my life. Like, I have no regrets about it, but that can't be it. Like, I want to be an inventor in a true sense, not just in a joking way. And honestly, I think I just really, really, really want to be smart and hot, but mostly smart. So with all of that in mind, do I regret starting the Yacht store? No, not at all. Because weirdly enough, I love it. I love coming up with new ideas. I love working with my engineer to figure out how to manufacture them. I love writing the story of the product and making a plan for how to market it. And nothing makes me as proud as seeing something that I made be out in the world and people using them and ideally loving them. The Yacht store isn't just a business to me, like, it is the work life that I want to live. I got to spend 3 years developing the coat hanger and then release it, and it getting such a great response, except for the people that kept on doing this. It's not the same thing, but thank you for your engagement. So it's tough, but it's also so rewarding. And honestly, I just want to make enough money so that I can keep on doing this forever. This is a horse I will gladly beat until it dies. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions about manufacturing or about starting a product business that you want me to answer in future videos, you can leave them down below. And if you want to buy any of our products, you can do that at yatch.store. And if you don't want to buy any of our products, you can still follow us on Instagram. Okay, bye!